Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 7. This is your teacher Miss Yusra Mughal with another interesting and exciting lessons in the third virtual class organized by the Metropolitan School. So my dear students, as we have completed our chapter. We have read the chapter, basically Gulliver's Travel, and I already told you the story that Jonathan Swift has written this story. This is a story written in a form of a diary, and this is just a imaginary story, right, my dear students? What now? It's time to do the exercises of the chapter. The chapter is Gulliver's Travel. Exercise A, page number 24, comprehension and vocabulary. My dear students, this is a very simple exercise. You will have to write the missing words and you will have to find the missing words from the passage. So let's start with the exercise quickly. Redsel was a high official. He came in a carriage. Number 3, the name of the enemy country was Blefuscu. Number 4, your father's father is known as your grandfather. Number 5, an empire is ruled over by an emperor. Number 6, the war had lasted for 3 years. Number 7, a piece of land surrounded by water is an island. Number 8, we can see things in the distance clearly by using telescope. Number 9, a ship for fighting is known as a warship. Number 10, a number of warship is known as a fleet. Number 11, thick rope is called a cable. Number 12, high tide means that the sea has reached its highest point. Number 13, the prow is the first end of the ship. Number 14, if we cannot see well, we use spectacles. Number 15, a ship is prevented from moving by its anchor. Number 16, when we cannot speak, we are said to be dumb. Number 17, to wade is to walk in water. Number 18, the name given to goods carried by a ship is the cargo. So my dear students, quickly moving towards the next exercise, which is exercise B of page number 24. Now here are some words given in order which they occur in the passage, right? So what you will have to do, you will have to find them in a passage and notice that how they are used, and for each word find another word or phrase of similar meanings. It means that you will have to write the synonym of that word. So my dear students, some words are given in your book. You will have to find out the similar meanings words, right? You can do it as a form in a match of the column as well, but here I am doing is for you as a words synonyms, right? Gladly, willingly, appear, seem, supported, given help, preparing, making ready, bravery, courage, in danger, risk, separated, divided, informed, told, viewed, looked at, employed, engaged, protected, defended, daring, bold, cry, shout, plan, scheme. So my dear students, there is an exercise which is the exercise of useful words and phrases. In this exercise, you will have to say the sentences in other way using put. It means that you will have to use the different way of using put. So they imprisoned him, they put him into prison. As I already told you before in the previous exercises, that there are some other ways of saying the same sentences too, by using some of the prepositions or by using some of the words. And have you remembered the exercise of verbal particles? So there are some sort of exercises like this in which you will have to use the words in a different way, in another way, and you'll have to use it in the sentences. The match has been postponed until next month. The match has been put off until next month. You should save a little money every month. You should put away a little money every month. He will not tolerate laziness. He will not put up your laziness. Move the hands of the clock forward. Put on the clock. How can you think such a thing? How can you put such a thing into your head? Can you let me have a bed for the night? Can you put me up for the night? So my dear students, have you seen that there are some other ways of saying the words and the sentences too? So now let's moving towards some of your grammar work. So my dear students, in our previous video we have done with the tenses present, past and future simple tenses. Now it's time to do the continuous tenses. As you have seen in the name, that present continuous tense. So what do you understand by this name? Present means the time which we are in right now. Continuous comes from the word continue. So it means that any action that is continuing in the present time is known as the present continuous tense. So my dear students, that what we are doing right now, yes, we are studying. We are studying what? We are studying English. So anything which you are doing right now or in present time is known as present continuous tenses. Right, my dear students? So let's moving towards the things that how can we use the present continuous tense. Here is some example given that Tom is driving to work. Now the timeline is there, past, now and the future. So present continuous tense is used to describe the things happening now. For example, the work which we are doing right now and the work, any action which is going on. Right, my dear students? Like in the previous example I told you that what we are doing, we are studying. So what we are doing, we are studying. So it is an action which is going on. So it is present continuous tense. So my dear students, as I told you that this is the present continuous tense, in this tense you will have to use the ing form of the verb, right? So with I you will have to use am with the verb ing. So I am driving. With he, she, it or any singular name you will use helping verb is, and with ing obviously. So you can take example, he is working, she is working, or it is working, right? Another one, we, you, they or any plural name you can use are. So we are studying, you are studying, or they are studying, right, my dear students? So there are the helping verb is, am and are, and this is the usage of the verb according to the subject. So for the negatives, obviously we are using not with the helping verb, and with the question we can change the word order. Like helping verbs comes before and after that the subjects come. So here is an example that are you driving to work? No, I'm not driving, I'm taking the bus. So my dear students, have you seen the example that in the example a person is asking a question and the other person is replying in negative way. Negative, like he is not doing the work whatever he is asking for, right, my dear students? So just think about one thing, keep it in your mind that definitions of the tenses comes from their names. So anything which is going on in a present time, obviously continuous derives from continue, so it means that the action is going on in which time, present time, is known as present continuous tense. We are using the helping verb is, am and are in present continuous tense, and while we are making negative and interrogative sentences, while making negative we are adding not, and while making interrogative sentences we are just change the helping verb with the subject, right, my dear students? So I think it is the very easy tense for you people. So my dear students, let's moving towards the past continuous tense. As I already told you, to make the definitions with the help of the names of the tenses. So in the present tense, I told you that the action which is going on in the present time is the present continuous tense, but in the past continuous tense, any action which is continuing in the past, so it's known as the past continuous tense. Right, my dear students? Action which is continued in the past is known as past continuous tense. Here comes the definition, my dear students, that it is used to describe an action or event that happened at a specific time in past. Any action which is ongoing, which is continued, but in which time? In the past times. So there are two helping verbs, was and were, and with I, he, she, it, or any singular name, we are using was, and you, we, they, any plural name, we are using were. Here the structure also written over here, that subject plus helping verb plus verb first form plus ing and plus object. And obviously, while for making negative, we can use not with the helping verb, and while making interrogative, we can interchange the placement of a helping verb first and after that a subject. Right, my dear students? Any ongoing action in the past time is known as past continuous tense, and any ongoing action in the present time is known as present continuous tense. For example, I was teaching you present continuous tense. So मैं पढ़ा रही थी, but when I was teaching you in a past, so I can take that example. Right, my dear students? I hope you people have understand those tenses and couldn't find any confusion in it. So my dear students, you will have to do the exercise A and B of page number 24 in your text copy, exercise of useful words and phrases in your grammar copy, and you will have to do the translation of present and past continuous tenses in your grammar copy along with the definition, structure and grammar. Structure and examples, my dear students. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understand the tenses. See you in the next lesson. Till then, Allah Hafiz.